Woodward Sports Network presents a sports show that's more than just sports. Welcome to The Bottom Line with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards on this Fat Tuesday. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, baby. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
It was good, so I couldn't get the microphone situated. It's all types of crooked. I think we're good now.
Highlighters and everywhere going all over the place.
Terrible, man. I apologize, man, for the lack of professionalism.
How you doing today?
Doing good, man. I'm excited. We got a big guest today. Everybody's excited. The big boss man's in town. Talking about Chad. Always good to see Chad. He brings the morale up at the business. And then look outside. Oh, you bought something special with you.
Sunshine,
blue skies.
Sunshine. Blue wearing skies, the sunny tie here. Chad Johnson is with us today, not in studio, but in the building. Yep. And it's Fat Tuesday. How many did you have?
Actually, I didn't even eat mine yet because I literally was coming here and doing some last-second stuff, so I kind of forgot about it. I hope it's still okay out there.
It's going to be stale.
I know it's some people floating around might put their hands on it, but also, not to cut you off, I went to sleep happy last night. I went to sleep extremely happy. It's because I watched.
Key to life.
It is. It's getting sleep, being happy when you sleep, being happy in general. All those are keys to life. But it's because I got a chance to watch a guy by the name of Ja Morant play basketball last night. Like I knew I would come in and Sam would be excited about that. I just watched him and he's so fluid and just effortless how he does it. I mean, because you see Russell Westbrook when he was younger and dominate like that, and you saw Derrick Rose. Okay, that's what everybody compares him to because Derrick Rose won the MVP in year 3. But the way in which Ja Morant does it, it's not of a position of power. It's just fluid. It's like listening to jazz music, but oh, by the way, I got 52. I don't know how to describe it. I know I liked it, and I went to sleep good.
Career high 52 for Ja Morant. We can certainly talk about that a little bit later on today. Tom Mazawey looking real spiffy today.
Hey, I wore a shirt.
I know. You never wear a shirt. I mean, usually, Maz, you're wearing some sort of pullover
no
for
doubt.
A sports team. Do you have every team? Is there a team you do not have?
Yeah, there's some teams, but I do have a lot. I do. But Ja Morant, he's your Steph Curry.
Yeah, he is
spectacular. He's freaking Memphis can win.
Let me ask you a question.
First of all, he's MVP right now. I'll tell you that.
Let me ask you a question. About is Ja Morant today's Sam Bowie, or is Zion Williamson this generation's Sam Bowie?
Great call.
Because if you are the New Orleans Pelicans,
and
you're watching this kid,
I'm calling Cap. I'm calling Cap.
I'm just saying.
I'm calling Cap.
You're watching the potential MVP of the league.
This is why I'm telling you, Cap. Are you guys ready for this? When Zion first started, when he finally played his rookie year, he damn near won Rookie of the Year. If he legitimately would have had a couple more games, he would have won Rookie of the Year. He balled as a rookie when he finally came in. Year 2, Zion was in MVP talks at one point. Zion was an all-star last year. Zion was amazing last year. So, no, Sam Bowie never had a stretch like that in his first 2 years where he looked like that. Now, we know once he finally got acclimated to basketball, he went to the New Jersey Nets. Yeah. But he had a decent NBA career. Zion was in MVP talks last year at one point and then almost won Rookie of the Year, only playing 30 games his rookie year. So
basketball skill aside, he's not playing currently, hasn't played all year. He's overweight, and the word is that he wants out of New Orleans as fast as he can get out of New Orleans. So
sounds like Greg Oden to me.
Fine. Greg Oden is another one.
Same team, Portland Trail Blazers, same team.
Nonetheless, you have a player that doing all the right things, says all the right things, big-time community guy, big-time MVP candidate on the floor. I mean, nobody's saying Zion Williamson is a bust of a player, but he's currently not playing, and he's going to get out of town as fast as can be. That you don't hear anything out of Ja Morant saying, I'm leaving Memphis. Can't wait to leave Memphis.
Braylon, if they had to redo the draft, who's New Orleans taking?
It's not even close. Zion Williamson. You still take Zion Williamson. He's a once-in-a-lifetime talent. I'm talking about based on what they were dealing with in college. Not looking back now. Anybody's going to draft somebody now that That's healthy. When you look at John Moran, you say, "Oh well, John Moran, and he's doing all the right things, he's saying all the right things." That's because he's playing.
Yeah.
Like, Zion Williamson is an amazing talent, drafted to a team that's a dysfunctional organization. All you got to do is ask anybody that's on that team. All you got to do is ask J.J. Redick or Anthony Davis. That's why they wanted to get out there. Go ask those guys about that organization that is the Pelicans. Then he got hurt. Like, you knew he was big when you drafted him. Like, you knew that he had the chance to blow up. He got hurt. There's no leadership. There's no one to take him under the wing. Now you have C.J. McCollum down there who went public and said, hey, leave that guy alone. He's with the team. He's talking to him. I've had conversations. C.J. McCollum is a guy that's been in the league. He's a veteran, experienced guy that can help him out, lead him in the right direction. Even if you go back and look at that, I mean, you're still going to take Zion over Ja, although Ja's the guy.
Well, ask Jalen Rose.
Absolutely. We will certainly ask Jalen Rose that question. Jalen Rose, Fab Fiver, ESPN, longtime NBA guy. He is going to be with us in about 4 minutes from now. We'll talk to Jalen about these things. Ken Davidoff from the New York Post baseball writer. He's going to join us. Get you the latest. There is a 5 p.m. deadline today. They made some progress overnight and into the morning. A little bit of progress to the point where they made a new deadline for today at 5 o'clock.
They're fighting over playoffs now.
I
12
can't believe
teams.
it.
The players don't want 14 teams.
I can't believe it.
I don't get it. Don't you want to have a chance to win a World Series?
And Braylon, even if you are against a 14-team playoff, is that how you want to die? Is that what you want to kill a season over? Is that what you want to lose fans over? Some of them for life? Over a playoff expansion? Everybody's expanding the playoffs.
Yeah, I literally was watching the ESPN 30 for 30 with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa last week. Maz and I talked about it, and actually I think I might have watched it right before you left. It just captivated me, man. But what I saw is before the home run race got cooking, before Ken Griffey Jr. was in the race and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, those seats were empty. Nobody was there. And I just watched how hard baseball fought to get from that 96, 97, insert 98, and then you have the race. I watched how hard they fought from 98 till now. You want to let it all go away? Hell no, you don't want to let it all go away. And I to your question, no, that's not what you want the deal killer to be. You got to step up. If you need some inspiration, go back and watch those 30 for 30s because those seats were.
And by the way, everybody's expanding the playoffs. The NFL did it this year. NBA did it.
Great.
And it was great.
NBA play-in games.
Right.
Great.
I mean, it's exciting.
NCAA play-in games.
It's great. Right.
Listen,
Everybody's
MLB,
doing
we
it.
get it. We understand that you guys were the first one. We understand that you guys go back to the 1860s or 70s or whatever the hell it was. You got to adapt. You got to adapt. You got to adjust.
Adapt or die.
And my whole point is, there are so many fan bases that are out of it by the end of May. The longer you feel like there's hope for your team to get back in, the longer you pay attention. And as you're trying to grow the game of baseball, I don't see how it's a bad thing if a team that's 5 games under 500, you at least feel like you're 2-3 games out of a wild card berth, how that can't be good for the game.
Here's a pop quiz for you guys. What's the Cleveland baseball team's name?
Guardians.
All right, you guys are back.
Well, that's right.
I just wanted to make sure you knew the Indians were gone and the Guardians are in town.
So, big show for you guys today. Also, Brad Holmes spoke this morning on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, talked about the NFL draft, talked about free agency, talked about the Rams winning the Super Bowl this year and how he was getting text messages from former teammates in the organization, for lack of a better way to say it, in the upper management, saying you should feel a part of this championship as well. You'll hear from Brad Holmes coming up in a little bit. But next, it is the man, legend around here, Jalen Rose, going to join us. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
It's all happening now.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Thank you, Braylon Edwards, for the assist. Good afternoon, everybody. Want to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You want the King's treatment? Oh, come on in. Several locations throughout the Metro Detroit area. Several more around the country. Lady Jane's expanding like crazy. All you got to do, you walk in anytime. You walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee! My goodness. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Wicked. How about that? So we're having a lot of fun today. Again, big show. Jalen Rose momentarily. Ken Davidoff, baseball writer from the New York Post, will join us to settle. Hopefully by 3 o'clock, we'll have some more information with a 5 p.m. deadline. We need Tiger baseball this year.
I think the players just took a bathroom break. That was the last update.
Right. If this was a situation 2 years ago when the Tigers sucked, I probably wouldn't have cared as much. But they started spending money in the offseason. You feel like they have an opportunity to at least compete in September, real competition for a playoff berth, and I'm excited about the season.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, like you said, you see how they finished last year. They were the hottest team in baseball last year at the finish besides Atlanta. You're excited. You spend money on Tucker Barnhart. We had him on the show. You get Javi Baez. He's coming in. He's locked and loaded. Rodriguez. You're excited to see what the Tigers are going to do, especially the way that they finished. So hurry up. Get it together, MLB. We're ready.
We're not done with that shopping list. They're going to get another player or two.
They got a lot of money left over because they didn't get Carlos Correa. So there's a lot of cheese left in that kitty.
Hope it's a starting pitcher. Yeah. That's I do think they need some sort of veteran starting pitcher. They have such a young staff.
I don't know. Get a couple of relievers and play the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah,
play the short game.
I hate that game.
It works.
It does work. Tampa Bay was in first place in the majors and in every level of the minor leagues this year.
And
think about that. And spent less money than anybody.
Just do what they do.
Well, that wouldn't be.
They didn't win though.
That wouldn't be so bad. Guys, we're talking Lions a little bit today as well. We mentioned Brad Holmes. He spoke to Good Morning Football. New mock draft out from
everybody.
But the ones I think
Mel Kiper 2.0
very
out.
popular.
Yeah.
Mel Kiper 2.0 out. The NFL Combine is tonight. That's always a big thing because the NFL Combine going to be in prime time now. Aiden Hutchinson, he pegs at number 2 to the Detroit Lions once again. That seems to be more and more what you're seeing for the Lions at 2.
You see who's not running? N'Kobe Dean says, I'm resting.
How do you
N'Kobe
feel?
Dean.
Braylon, how do you feel about that? Usually you see top 5, top 10 guys decide not to work out, but then, in this case, a first rounder for sure, but not one of those high-end guys.
Still in that 15 to 26 round. Now, I agree with you. Usually you would want to see that individual work out at the Combine. You want to see him there. The reason why you're not seeing it, they had a long season last year. He played linebacker for Georgia, a lot of hitting, a lot of tackling. You look how many tackles he amassed last year. He played until January. The national championship game was January 10th, if I remember correctly. So he's probably got some nicks, some bruises, something that he's nursing. He's probably putting all his eggs in one basket, and that basket is the basket of Georgia's Pro Day. So you'll see him probably at Georgia's Pro Day, run, jump, do everything else.
Speaking of Georgia, one guy curiously absent from Mel Kiper's mock draft 2.0.
Is he a small guy or a big guy?
A guy that I said I would draft at number 2, and that's Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, to me, is an ultimate game changer. He's a wrecking ball.
He's big baby.
Why isn't he even in the first round?
Well, you talked about Zion Davis and his issues.
Zion Williams.
Zion Williams. You talked about Williamson. You talked about gaining weight. That's a thing for Jordan Davis. Whenever you deal with players that are of that size, he's 6'6", 335. And he's young, which means he has room to go upward. You get kind of nervous. What are his eating habits? What does he want to do? How does he like to work? Is he a hard worker or he doesn't work hard? The fact that you're seeing him slide down, because at one point he was 15, then he was 30. Now you're not seeing him in the first round. And that tells me that when they're talking to coaches, talking to players, they're finding out he doesn't maybe like to work that hard. He does have an eating situation or eating disorder. You got to watch out. You got to be careful when you get big guys. Shawn Rogers was a guy.
I was thinking Shawn Rogers right from the start.
That's why I said big baby.
Yeah, he said big baby. I stole it from Maz. Freakish athlete. Like freakish talent, freakish athlete. I actually played with him down in Cleveland. We had plays for him on the goal line. Like we had passes that we would throw to him on the goal line. We had a package for Sean Rogers, he was that athletic. One-hand catch, he's back in the end zone whenever we do Red Zone Day, which was Friday. But, you know, Sean is not an individual that was putting in all that work in running and off season and lifting weights, etc. Naturally gifted, but also picked up a lot of weight.
As far as the quarterbacks go in Mel Kiper's mock draft 2.0, seems to be a little bit of a calming of the situation there. We've seen mock drafts recently that have Malik Willis being taken by Carolina at 3, trading up to get the quarterback. We've seen a mock draft where the Lions have picking Malik Willis at 2. First quarterback off the board, Kenny Pickett at number 11. Malik Willis then number 20 to the Steelers. So a little bit more of a prevailing wisdom, I guess you would say, as this quarterback class comes down a little bit.
I'm surprised. I thought Pittsburgh would be all over Kenny Pickett playing in Heinz Field. So
all right.
They must know something we don't.
We're going to put a pin in this, and we'll bring him in. Such a pleasure to be joined by this guy, Fab Fiver, ESPN, longtime NBA great, Jalen Rose to the program. How you doing, Jalen?
What up, though?
Absolutely. Now, Jalen, I got to tell you first before we get started. So, Michigan grad, longtime Michigan fan, grew up with the Fab Five. Not only do we have that kinship, we share a birthday, January 30th. So I want to tell you, happy birthday to the great Jalen Rose.
No doubt. I appreciate the love. Thank you guys for having me. What up, though? Be easy.
Man, what's going on, big guy? Hey, man, before we get this interview going, man, I want to say I appreciate you for more than you know. I don't have to say much on air. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate you. But settle this for us. You know, as an NBA basketball savant, just the basketball game in general, if you could go back to 2019, are you taking Zion Williamson, is what I said, or Ja Morant? Same thing. Who you taking? You get a do-over.
I can't front. Hindsight is always 20/20. Basketball is a tall man's game when everybody's skill is equal. You take Zion. And
nice call.
The one thing about Zion that people are underestimating is last season he averaged 26 points on 60% shooting. Look at him like you see Joel Embiid. Once he's able to stay healthy, then he's going to be a productive player, hopefully for them a long time. Ja Morant's ascension, how about this? You at the park on Saturday. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry both have necks. And you got to pick one of them to run on your squad. Likely you're going to take KD just because he's taller. They both can shoot. They both can do like special things out on the floor. But that hoop is always 10 feet tall. And the guy that's taller gets a chance to do a little bit more.
Talking to Jalen Rose, Fab Five great, and that's what Braylon said. Nice call, I'm a recency bias. I like Ja Morant at 52 last night was pretty sick. So while you're talking about the big guys, you know, the NBA has gone away from the big guy, Braylon, Jalen, and all of a sudden you've got Embiid and Jokic as two guys who are MVP candidates.
That's my point exactly. Just think about. And I've joked that I need to call an archaeologist because the big man is back. Like, we talk about it as being a guard-driven league and being dominant by perimeter players. But again, when 6'11" guys can dribble, pass, and shoot like Giannis, they're back-to-back MVPs. They're putting up numbers like Jokic. And then when they have the power like Joel Embiid, they lead the league in scoring. The last time a center led the league in scoring was 2000. And that was Shaquille O'Neal. So it just shows when the bigs have the same skill as the perimeter guys, they just have the opportunity to be more dominant.
Hey, Jay, do me a favor. Let's stick with Embiid and Harden right now. Stick with the Philadelphia 76ers. Are they it? You know, we've seen what they did. Obviously, they blew two teams out, but those two teams aren't teams that are going to be there in the thick of things come May, June. Are they it right now? It looks special.
They are in position to do it. And here's something I want to give as a teaching point to the Eastern Conference. A GOAT type of player dominating a conference like MJ was doing in the 90s. When he leaves, it's up for grabs. And in the early 90s, remember, when he retired, 99, those New York Knicks that y'all showing getting clowned right now, they were in the NBA Finals. They were in the NBA Finals. Pacers, we made it. The Nets made it back-to-back years. The Pistons won it in 2004. The Heat won it in 2007. It was a revolving door. That's what I think about the East right now since LeBron left. The Raptors added Kawhi, won the East, won the championship. The Heat added Jimmy Butler, first year, won the East. Giannis doubles down, stays with Milwaukee, wins a championship. And so now I believe this is an opportunity for Philadelphia this year because Brooklyn, we still haven't seen their big three, and the other squads I feel like had their turn. So I think the Bulls have an MVP candidate in DeMar DeRozan, but too many injuries. I just don't think they'll get past the second round. And the Cavs are a young bunch led by Mobley and Garland and Allen that are doing a terrific job, but they're ahead of the curve. So I think this is a terrific opportunity for Philadelphia and or the Nets, if they could get healthy, to seize the East.
Well, let me talk about the Detroit Pistons in that Eastern Conference, Jalen. Cade Cunningham is a guy, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. You feel like they have some pieces to move forward with, hopefully a top 3 pick this year as well. Where are you on the Detroit Pistons in their ascension in the Eastern Conference? Hopefully, anyway.
So a lifetime fan. Father played for the team. He was the number 1 pick. And I lost my mother last February, and it was her number 1 team, and she was a huge sports fan. So, like, the Pistons are special in my heart. And they're a donor to the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. Their owner, Tom Gores, is a really good friend of mine. And so I live and die with these games. I'm one of the people that's actually going to the games, and people are laughing at me like I'm Spike Lee with the Knicks. Like, it's all good. It's all good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander came over to me when they played OKC, like, you know I'm about to give your boys 30. And then AD came over and everything. I'm like, it's all good. We're gonna have our turn. But in all honesty, I believe that Cade Cunningham was definitely the right choice at number 1. He's going to garner Rookie of the Year consideration. But Mobley's just playing on a better team, and so he's going to get the award. He's doing terrific this year. So I really love Cade, and going back and forth to whether they should have taken him or Jalen Green. If you look at the consistency of why they needed to take Cade, it validates that pick. I think the elephant in the room for the Pistons is what's going to happen at the point guard spot.
Yep.
Ooh.
Like that's the elephant in the room. If Killian Hayes can develop and be a starting point guard, usually when you take somebody in the lottery like that, you hope that happens, especially when you see the Indiana Pacers playing, and they just made a big trade with the Sacramento Kings. And the kid from Iowa State, they took behind De'Aaron Fox. And all of a sudden, he's with the Pacers, and I always thought he was a player. So for the Pistons, I love our core. Jeremy Grant has proven to be a 20-plus point scorer, 25-point scorer. Beef Stew, you wouldn't want to throw elbows with that guy.
Nah, not
unless
even.
You LeBron. Unless you LeBron. I give LeBron this spot.
Where you can
know what I mean? But when I look at Beef Stew, Braylon, I'm like, is that how I would look if I would go vegan? And then I'm like, nah, it won't work for me. It won't work for me. But I like what we're doing. But just like Memphis, right? When we talked about them, y'all didn't bring up Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, or Desmond Bane, who flourished in his second year, or even Dylan Brooks, who they're going to get back. We talked about Ja because he became that superstar player. And that's what we're going to need the Pistons to ultimately have a position and an opportunity to do, to get that guy to go with Cade and be that game-changing superstar player, because Cade has shown me he's going to be an all-star level player for a long time, but he's going to need some help.
Hey, you brought up real quick. I want to jump into just for 2 seconds. You talked about your leadership academy. Detroit guy, you see I rock the Detroit hat. I'm a Detroit guy myself. You know what it is. Talk about how important that is to you that you were able to replant your roots down here with the JLA Academy and give individuals inner city a chance to go to college, to go to school, to find themselves. Talk about how good that has been, because I love supporting that every year at the golf outing, by the way.
Thank you, and I appreciate your support. And the OG, your dad, Stan, always come out and represent. Do he work out every day? Do he work out every day?
Mall walking and push-ups. That's all I got for you.
I'm like, him and Herschel Walker, they look like they work out every day. It's crazy. I'm like, man, this dude got muscles on muscles. So I appreciate you asking about JRLA. We're open enrollment, we're tuition free, we're public charter. I think one of the things that truly make us special for me is that we influence young people while they're in high school, but also once they graduate while they're in secondary education. So we have 400 plus that are currently in high school, another 600 alums that we influence, whether they're community college, college or university, trade school, military. And so we're just trying to put young people in position to be successful. Then I've always said, I'm trying to bridge the education gap. We're trying to take scholars who live in the inner city, and the state gives them around $8,000 per student, an opportunity to compete with the scholar whose parents are fortunate enough to pay $40,000, $50,000 for them to go to Country Day. And that's a $500,000 investment or so K through 12, and put them in position to compete in the same collegiate classroom, to compete for the same jobs and the same opportunities. And so 10 years in, I'm really proud of all of the work that we've done, but now we got to do more. And just like the University of Michigan, they've been fundraising since the 1800s. This thing about Michigan been fundraising since the 1800s.
Collecting them coins.
Hey,
Right.
Jalen,
So right now we're trying to raise $10 million to expand our facilities. We needed a state-of-the-art gymnasium, a college-sized gymnasium for our scholars. We need 2 more classrooms for our rotating teachers. I want to try to create a meditating and a yoga space for those that may have some social and emotional issues. So that's the next goal for JRLA expansion, $10 million, and that's our next goal.
anything we could do here at Woodward Sports for you, Jalen, please just say the word.
100%.
We'd love to get that word out as well. 100%. Put
some money in there, too.
You mentioned the University of Michigan, Jalen. Big game tonight against Michigan State. And so I want to comment on that. And then obviously you were pretty outspoken about the Juwan Howard situation as well. Just a quick thought on that as well. I know we're running out of time with you.
I was looking at the calendar and I was trying to move some things around to actually be at this game. And I was 100% planning on going. And the only reason why I'm not there is because my brother got suspended and I didn't want to be like a sideshow to people that's like, oh, Juwan's not here, but there goes Jalen. And so that's why I'm not kind of there at the game. But in all honesty, if you look back at the end of what happened, first off, Wisconsin waxed us. Mm-hmm. Let me just say that. Yeah. We got waxed. And anytime you lose, there's going to be some sort of reaction. And our reaction late was we going to press. We're not going to give up. We're going to play with energy. And their reaction is, oh, y'all going to play, y'all going to press, and we got our backups in? Well, we going to call timeout and rub it in y'all face because y'all ain't about to steal the ball from us. And so now all of a sudden you have a post-game handshake, and Juwan, Southside Chicago, he like, you know what? I'm not even about to entertain this dude.
Nope.
I'm going to just keep pushing.
Never heard of.
So when you start walking past somebody and all of a sudden they impede your progress and or they grab you, to be honest, that changes the interaction. That truly changes the energy of the whole room. And one of the reasons why the NBA stopped players from running to a fracas or disagreement is because that escalates it. And so if he lets Juwan walk by, there isn't an incident. If the assistant coach doesn't come and he's huffing and puffing to our student athlete and putting his hands on him, it doesn't escalate any further. But once it does, Juwan can't respond the way he did. And he knows that. And I feel like the suspension was warranted. I know that this is going to be a period for growth. As somebody that's been successful as a longtime player in the NBA and a longtime coach in the NBA, he's now only in his third year at the University of Michigan, a couple of years with COVID. And so he's going to grow as a human being. This past weekend, I just saw, I believe it was John Calipari at the end of the game against Arkansas, take his team off the court, and they didn't shake hands at all. But ain't nobody talking about that.
Right.
Not at all.
You're right. You're right.
So there's an undercurrent that happens within the game of how people feel about the post-game handshake. And I'll just tell you this. And again, I apologize, not for Juwan. He's an adult. He'll speak for himself, and that's my brother. I would never do that. But I apologize for the Michigan family. As an alum, as a donor, there's a way we know we need to behave in victory. There's a way we know we need to behave in defeat. And we violated that. And Wisconsin should celebrate when they beat us.
No,
Because
100%.
we the class of the Big Ten.
Can't wait to kick their ass in the Big Ten tournament, though.
No doubt.
Nah.
But you know what? We'll be there. We'll be there.
Nah, you're 100% right. No, Jay, you're 100% right, though. As donors, you know what I'm saying, fellow donors, fellow alums, we know how to operate, and, you know, that was unacceptable. But at the same time, the way in which they've created the narrative and they didn't punish Wisconsin accordingly is some BS. But you know what? We're in the tournament. We'll be there. And March 11th, if we beat Indiana, March 11th, we play Wisconsin in the tournament. Just a little heads up right now.
do it.
But check this out, man.
Go.
At the Pistons game back in November, you met one of our young cats in the back, young bulls, my boy Easy. And Easy was like, "Don't you know Jalen?" Saying that's my big brother. He said, "Well, get him on the show." So I had to bring Easy out here to say what up to you.
Hey, I just want
Like
to
that
ask
beard,
real
I
quick.
can't grow one, fam. Well, a lot of people don't know. I'm like Big Daddy Kane. I ain't no hair on my chest, but I'm one something.
Hey, man, ain't no half stepping, baby.
I just want to ask real quick because it's coming around that time. You know, we're maybe Pistons might get #1 pick overall again, and I want to know, is it Chet or Jabari in your book? What your take?
Wow. Hey, man. It's
Loaded
a tall
question.
man's game. All I know is I seen Chet play against Amani in high school, and I just seen him the other night go coast to coast behind the back, between the legs, and dunk it from like the dotted with two hands. You can't go against that height. But, man, Jabari's a beast also. Jeez. You know what? Let's just get the #1 pick.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
We ain't got to choose. We can get the guy we want.
Yeah.
And let's
Right.
settle with the perfect pick.
Hey, Jalen, thanks so much for the time, man. You're so gracious
Sure,
with your
definitely,
time.
man. Big Rob,
we
appreciate
certainly
it, man.
appreciate it. And again, just say the word. Anything you need us to do for Jalen Rose Leadership Academy, just say it and we'll do it. Thanks so much, my
Appreciate
friend.
the love. And
Zero
by the
God.
way, that gentleman right there, Braylon Edwards, can block on run plays, can run the route tree, has strong hands. He didn't catch with his chest. He caught with his hands. You know what
Three
I
I'm saying?
appreciate
overall.
that, big bro.
Thing right there.
3
Represent the
overall. That's right.
I appreciate
Number
that, big
3
bro.
overall right there. That's my guy.
Number love, man. You know what it is, man. You know
Thanks,
what it is.
Jalen. We appreciate you, buddy. All right. You too. Is that awesome or what? I mean, come on.
That's hey man, I'm gonna tell you like this, I'm gonna be as honest and authentic as I can. That's touching.
Yeah.
You know, he'd come on the show love like that, and you know, I got choked up a little bit. But getting back into the business, that is what he talked about. He gave us some good stuff to talk about, man.
Absolutely.
Why
Let's
don't
do
we
it.
take
Let's
a break
do
and
it.
come back and do
Let's
it?
do it next. We do have to take a break. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Citron is a premium beverage that enhances your lifestyle. They are partners with the Detroit Pistons as well as the Detroit Red Wings, and they are sold exclusively at LCA Arena. This stuff is smooth. The energy drinks, they give you energy but don't take anything away from you. And the Revitalizer shots, oh my God, I take a Revitalizer shot every morning. I am down with Citron, but they're not only just trying to provide you with energy, provide you with the healthy nutrients that you need, the essential vitamins. They're also just trying to be here for the moments, the big moments, whether it's a basketball game, whether it's the big game at the end of the NFL season, you know, due to copying and licenses. We can't say everything. Citron wants to be here for the moments, and they are. Live it, drink it with Citron.
So one of the great things about this business, too, is we get to talk to people like Jalen Rose. Like if I told you, so I was in 1990, 91, 92, I was in 7th grade, 7th grade. If I could go back
your young self
and told my young self, because I wore the black socks and the baggy shorts too.
We all did.
You know, I mean, you know, if I could tell that 7th grade Ryan Ermanni that he one day got to talk to Jalen Rose, I mean it's just so great, and how gracious with his time. It's one of the busiest cats you'll see out there right now. I mean, just phenomenal stuff. And kudos to you, Braylon. You know, one of the things about doing a talk show is you have opinions.
Right.
I have an opinion. You have an opinion. Sometimes you're right. Most of the time you're right. Sometimes I'm right. But it's all good.
Yeah,
it's just
fun.
We're just friends talking about sports. Bravo to you. I will concede the Zion Williamson debate on the redraft.
The big man has been reborn.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, and I knew he would say that just based on like the basketballness and what Zion had done over his 2 years. His rookie year, he played 30 games, he averaged 24, and then last year he averaged 27. Actually, Jalen was wrong on that one. He was 27, 5, 6, and 4 last year. Over 61 games. So in a sample size in almost 100 games, you've seen that he could dominate the game. That's the only reason why I said that. But also, you talk about the graciousness. Man, like he told us he had a hard out at 2:30.
Yeah.
But Easy came up there. He answered Easy's question. He wasn't rushing. So you just really appreciate that, man.
And how about, you know, the Pistons talk too? I mean, look, they're a team right now that is in need of a superstar. Who is that superstar? We hope, we think, we expect it to be Cade Cunningham. Yeah. You know, Cade could use a little bit of help, though. I mean, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, those guys are really good players. You know, you're going to get the number 1 pick. Hopefully you do, and you'll have the pick of the litter, you know, come time in June of the NBA draft. But my goodness, let's just get that number 1 pick first, because the East is a conference that I think can be had.
Here's another thing, and I actually meant to bring this up, but I was just caught up in the interview. The interview was great. Like, I'm interviewing Big Brother. But the Pistons have 2 creators on their team. Killian Hayes is a creator. Cade Cunningham is a creator.
Yeah, they don't work together.
Like, they don't work together. Like, if you look at the teams that have success, they have a creator, which is a point guard that plays the point guard position, and then you have a scorer. You look at the Suns. The Suns finished runner-up last year, correct? They have Chris Paul. They have Chris Paul. Devin Booker's your scorer. You look at Joel Embiid and James Harden. Now, James Harden is going to reduce his role to being a passer and a creator. Joel Embiid's your scorer. You can do that with any teams that's successful in the NBA. There's a creator, and then there's a talent that scores. The Pistons have a creator and a creator. Like, it's not going to work. You're going to have to get that guy that can score you 28 points a night. And Cade Cunningham, it just doesn't seem like he wants to be that guy. Cade would rather be the creator that also can score as well. So now, like you said, Ryan, you got to go out and find that guy that can put the ball in the hoop at 28 points a night.
But, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, Killian's going to be good off the bench, though. I still believe there's a role for him.
That would be great.
You know, you wanted your lottery pick to be a starter.
Sure.
He ain't a starter yet. But you know what? He's starting to get a role that he's doing well. He's starting to get into a groove.
You know what you got to do if you're Killian Hayes? You got to find your niche. Look at Lindsey Hunter.
Right.
Okay, Lindsey Hunter.
He's a hell of a defenseman.
Was the number 10 player overall in the draft. You know, he was expected to be the next Isaiah Thomas. Didn't really work out like that. But what Lindsey did, and he hung on in the league for a long time and won multiple championships with multiple teams. He found out what he did well, and he excelled at that. He played hell of a defense. He came off the bench, gave you minutes, and then went back to the bench. Gave you a spark, and then went back to the bench. If you're Killian Hayes, you should worry about doing something like that. Find out what you do extremely well. Go to the bench and do that. He is not a starting point guard.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. You have to find out what you do well. Lindsey is one of those individuals. He took the long road. Remember his years in Chicago.
Yeah.
That by the time he got to Chicago, he was successful. Came back to the Pistons.
Lakers won a championship with the Lakers
as well. Defense was his thing. Coming in late, scoring those points off the bench, being ready when he's open in the corner. But he had veteran guys around him, and the NBA was different then. See, the problem is Killian's on the team now where they're all young. They're all trying to figure it out, with the exception of Kelly Olynyk. Everybody on that team is trying to figure it out. Like, he has to be on a team. He has to have guys around him that can have that conversation. So since he's still with the Pistons, I would branch out, and I would, if I was Rick Mahorn, who's around, Greg Kelso, who's around, Ben Wallace, who's around. You got to go to one of those guys, a veteran that knows the game, to have that conversation with him. Because he's not going to get a conversation from a rookie in Cade Cunningham or Beef Stew or insert player Sadiq Bey, second year. He's got to get that from a guy with veteran leadership, and he's been in the league 5 past years.
Without question. Braylon, I want to take a break. When we come back, you brought in some show and tell. Braylon brought today is not only Fat Tuesday, but it is show and tell here on the Bottom Line.
It is
at Woodward Sports Network, and the deal is there was an unused ticket from Michael Jordan's debut game that went for $5. It was a $5 ticket originally, and it sold for $468,000. Is there anything that you believe you have in your possession that is worth something? Not $468K, but worth anything. Do you think you have anything? Braylon brought show and tell in. We'll share that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the Bottom Line is show and tell.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down!
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires and hits!
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy and the Bottom Line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold and to New Orleans.
Got it!
Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over! Anything can happen in March!
Hey, gang! Want to tell you about Guardian Alarm. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
That's right. That's what it tells the bad guys. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. 24/7 local monitoring, convenient features that let you check in on your home or your business, control your lights, your temperatures, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. All you have to do is call that number at the top of your screen right there. 1-800-STAY out. 1-800-STAY out. Call it today. Guardian Alarm. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them stay out. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube right now, over 200 likes during the live show yesterday. We're at 59 right now. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. We certainly appreciate it. We'll try to get to 200 again today by the end of the show. I had mentioned today is show and tell day here at Woodward Sports Network on the Bottom Line. You blew it. I blew it. Well, actually, I didn't blow it. And the reason behind this next story is Michael Jordan. Somebody had a ticket in Michael Jordan's debut game. Didn't go to the game, but had the ticket.
Right. No, he went, but he had an extra ticket that wasn't
unused. Okay, same thing. Unused ticket.
Sorry.
Had it in his basement. $5 ticket sold for $468,000 at auction. Is there anything that you have in your possession that you believe is worth anything? Braylon said, yeah, I got a couple of things. What do you got, Bray?
Nah, so nothing that's $468,000 worth. But, you know, I used to collect basketball cards and I put them in a safe. And, you know, we had this topic. I said, well, let me bring these cards out. And this is a book. I got they're all in plastics. I got Michael
Hold
Kobe.
It up for us.
Michael, Kobe, I got Shaq rookie card, Kobe rookie card, bunch of stuff in here.
Can I see that?
Yeah, go ahead. Have at it. Have at it.
You got your LeBron card, too.
There's two cards.
Thanks, Bray.
You got LeBron's. Don't fall off the desk now. You got LeBron's first. There
you go.
Put the book down. You got LeBron's first rookie card. This is with his suit on. This is when he still wore that abysmal white suit. That card is worth. Now this is an interesting piece, because if you get the first edition of that card and it's in gem mint condition, diamond, which is 10, it's a score of 10, which is rare.
Wow.
The card's worth $200,000.
Get out of here.
But if you get the second edition, which is when the same card came out during the season and it's in gem mint condition, it's worth like $20,000. So this is second edition, and this is not gem mint. This is about It's about 8. It's about 8, so it's probably worth about
$1,000.
About 2,000, something in there.
That's nice.
But just the difference, but like the same card, just the times it came out, and then gem mint versus regular.
That's crazy. This stuff. You know what I mean?
This is my favorite one though. The AI with the ABA basketball. Y'all know you would like that, man.
I love it. But how much is that thing worth?
Like $200-300.
Really?
Yeah, and then Shaq rookie card. So
Dude, that's amazing. That's pretty cool stuff.
Just random stuff at the house, just chilling, just chillaxing.
God, I don't own anything. My grandpa used to have like a coin collection that was like thrown out on exit in a flood.
It's a lot of money in coins. Coins and stamps. There's tons of money.
There's nothing though. I never had anything.
I got some great stuff at home. I mean, so much.
You have to have
so much, and I have tickets up the yin yang. Okay, I just got to get them. I know where they are. I just got to get them and see what I have. I've got some great stuff at home. I've got the 1969 Amazing Mets, the Miracle Mets. I've got autographed pictures from the entire team.
Wow.
Each one individual. I have got a Mickey Mantle milk bottle cap that's in mint condition from the 60s. Yogi Berra. What else do I have? I got a bunch of baseball cards, football cards, O.J. Simpson rookie card, stuff like that. O.J., you killed me with what you had to do. You killed the value of the card.
No, you can't use O.J. in the same sense.
Yeah, he didn't kill you.
He killed the value of that card.
Allegedly.
Anyway, you go on and on. I got so much stuff at home. Oh, man.
You know what I used to have that I wonder, I don't know, it's probably not worth anything because it's so local and Detroit-centric, but remember the old 1984 Coke cans that had the Tigers' faces on them?
You got the 84 Tigers.
I had all those. That was awesome.
You still have them?
No, I don't have them. That was awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I've got an ABA old basketball with Julius Erving's signature on it.
Of course you do.
Of course.
I had a 2005. You know how every year they make a championship edition for
you got
both teams.
I
got the 2005 NBA champion Detroit Pistons.
Not the
Game
Spurs.
7 winners.
Oh, wow.
But that also was lost in a flood. It was deflated and it got in a flood and the peels peeled off.
Sorry, man.
So you know what I have? I have these. I think the 2004. I have these hands from the 2004 Michigan State game that caught 3. No, I'm just joking with you guys, man.
Oh my God, that would be cool though, right?
Hey, Mike G said he's got a Darko rookie card.
I do have the hands. It was these.
Did you hear that? Mike G's got a Darko rookie card.
That could be worth something. and once again, like when you get to these markets and these values, like all this stuff that's value, like it's just for who wants it.
Right.
Like it's specific stuff and who wants it. Like not everybody's going to spend $400,000 for an unused game ticket for Michael Jordan's debut game. Like Luka Doncic's rookie card just sold for $1 million before the season started. Like not everybody's buying that. It has to be
probably $100,000.
That has to be somebody from his country.
Listen, this guy almost parted with the card for $500.
Yeah.
And then he started reading something, and he said, "Holy crow!" Because Michael Jordan's first game, there was a ticket that was used,
$268,
and it went for $200,000. He's like, "Wow, I think I've got." He went unburied what he had. He found it. It's in mint condition, and look what he got: $457,000.
Where are you keeping all that stuff? I have pretty much every credential for every event that I've ever been to.
Yeah,
Nobody's
did that
buying
too.
that.
I think I got rid of most of mine.
That'd be fun for a man cave downstairs. As a talking.
You got any Ryder Cup stuff?
Yeah, I do.
Yep, I got some Ryder Cup
Oakland
stuff.
Hills. Very cool.
Not in the best of shape right now.
No, it's not.
I wish I had a Muhammad Ali.
Guys,
glove.
We're going to talk to Ken Davidoff coming up at the top of the hour, New York Post baseball columnist. We'll get you the latest on the negotiations going on between baseball and the Players Association. But next, I want to talk about a player that we have written off here in Detroit and wondering if there is a little bit of an expectation for him now. We'll talk about Jeff Okuda coming up next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, bottom line.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
Tuesday. And what should we talk about today? How about we talk about Gypsy Vodka, Michigan's gluten-free vodka that 50 formulas going to making the perfect formula. And man, it is pure and smooth as silk. Adam and Mikey got it right with this one. Man, shout out to Michigan State. This stuff is good. That's because it's corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. And every time I have it on the weekends, I'm telling you, it goes down smooth. There's no effects the next day. It is just good stuff. You want to try Gypsy Vodka, go down to your liquor store and ask for Gypsy Vodka by name and tell them Braylon sent you, and they'll probably give you a discount. If not, well, then don't use my name again because it won't work, and you've seen that. But if you're going to drink, please drink responsibly at all times.
Before we get to Jeff Okuda, I do want to mention this because I think this is big news as well. What?
You spoiled it.
Oh, I know. I spoiled it. I do believe this is big news. Yesterday we had mentioned that the NFL draft, Detroit is a finalist for the NFL draft. We have it on pretty good authority that Detroit is not only a finalist, but it's expected that they are the clear front runner for this. And that is there's gonna be an announcement made by the end of the month, most likely, that Detroit will be the host city for the 2024 NFL draft. I think that's great news. I think it's awesome news. I think Detroit deserves this unlike anything else. So that's what we're hearing from somebody we really trust. So got that information earlier today.
Before we get Ken Davidoff on at 3, just a quick update. It ain't looking good for baseball. All the optimism from last night into today, just about 2 hours to go before the deadline, and the sides are still far apart. We'll have Ken Davidoff for more coming up at 3.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I never thought that they were going to be close, even though they did extend till today. When you're looking at a situation where they got to 4 o'clock yesterday and there was no headway, and I think it's the things that they're arguing about. I think it's where they are. They haven't gotten anything kind of situated, even the small stuff like trying to get the players that are within the first 3 years, within the first 4 years, trying to get them some money. They're the lowest paid players of any of the major 4 North American sports. Not to be able to get that talked about, not to be able to get that hammered out, I knew that it wouldn't happen today because that's the main thing they wanted to do and they couldn't get that done.
Absolutely. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. Let me show you this video from Jeff Okuda. We have written this guy off. I have written this guy off as somebody that I don't expect a thing from for the Detroit Lions. Wasted pick. You know what? Just didn't work out here in Detroit, yada, yada. But I watched this tape today, and this makes me feel like, you know what? I want to give this guy a second chance. Not only do I want to give him a second chance, I'm rooting for this guy to make it work.
Me too.
He's putting in the work, and you want to see it. This is the benefit that social media has. You get to control your own narrative. And good for Jeff Okuda for putting this video out. I don't think he put it out, but it was put out on his behalf, I'm sure. I'm rooting for Jeff Okuda hard this year. Guys putting in the work, and we hope to see him on the field in 2023.
Yeah,
2022.
We definitely hope to see him on the field this year. You see those colors. He's probably at Ohio State. I recognize that red and black anywhere. Ohio State at one point was cornerback U. You look from about that 2016, 2015 till about now. You know, they had a ton of players come out, ton of cornerbacks in particular come out and be guys in the league. Marshawn Lattimore was one of those guys. You look at Denzel Ward, the kind of success that he's having there in Cleveland. They had a ton of guys come out. They had 2 guys with question marks. One was Eli Apple, and we saw he's been clowned this year. And then one was Jeff Okuda. Was it too much? Was it too high? He's working. All you can ask for someone when they go through a situation like that is he putting in the work? Is he going to be there? Mm-hmm. I look at what the defense did later on in the season. I look at what Aaron Glenn has brought to them in terms of the identity, getting those guys to buy in. I think Okuda could come back and be a reborn player. Often or not, everything is about right now. Yeah. And I think we're starting to do this, and this is everybody, not us, just everyone, is when you have a situation that doesn't seem like it's going to work, it's always, well, just trade them. You need to change the scenery. Sometimes it's not about a change of scenery. You need to plant your feet, and you need to go after it. And they've changed their organization around. That is the Detroit Lions. They got a new regime, new guys in there. I think Jeff Okuda is going to surprise some guys this year, and I'm glad you bring it up. I'm cheering for him as well.
And not only that, Braylon, but maybe it benefits Jeff Okuda that so many people have written him off. So many people aren't expecting him to do anything this year because the first 2 years he's been in the league, there's no way he was going to live up to that number 3 overall pick that he was selected at. But when you see video like this, when you see that he is putting in the work, I can't help but think it's going to benefit Jeff Okudah this year that he gets on the field without all of those expectations, because nobody is expecting him to do anything this year, and that can be very powerful for a player to take that and run with it.
Yeah, and also sometimes, you know what it is? Sometimes some players, they're not made for that light when everything is on them and everything is shining. At Ohio State, he was part of a team. Everybody on that team is good. The team is good. They're winning Big Ten championships. He's a part of a cog. He's a cog in the machine. And so now it's like, all right, it's not on me. But then when you draft someone that high and you come to a city like Detroit that wants to win now, that deserves to win, it's on you. It's on you. And let's point out some other things. Let's point out some other things about when he was here. They had no press, no front, no rush. They weren't getting to the quarterback when he was playing. So you know what that does to a cornerback? When you're a young guy trying to learn the NFL, you're getting no rush on the quarterback. 8 seconds is a long time for a cornerback. 8 seconds is a long time for a Pro Bowl cornerback to be covering a wide receiver. You're talking about a guy that's trying to figure it out, covering for 8 seconds. They did him no favors. So now to your point, he's working hard. He's behind the scenes. He's no longer in the spotlight. People have written him off. That boy is busting his you-know-what. He's going to come back on a mission. I'm here to support it.
And he had lousy coaching in his first year. Let's face that. He was just thrown to the wolves here in Detroit. He was a last-ditch effort for Quinn Trisha to keep their jobs. It wasn't fair to the kid. He might be a little slow, okay? He might be. But you know what? Maybe he turns into a safety. Who knows? You never know.
I played with Darrelle Revis. Now, I played with Darrelle Revis, and in the second year playing with Darrelle Revis, so the 2010 year, Jason Taylor was hurt, Big Cat was hurt, and Chris Canty was hurt. So we had 3 guys that were hurt. So he went through a stretch where he's no longer guys aren't getting to the quarterback. He's not being able to do what he wants on Revis Island, and he's still maintained. But we could watch certain things break down when there was no pass rush. And this is a guy that's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer or a second ballot Hall of Famer in Revis Island. And that's him. So definitely Jeff Okudah, you can see the same things.
Mike K writes on the YouTube chat, Jesus, he was backpedaling and running against no one. What you looking at, LOL? And here's the thing. I don't know about you, but what's this? March 1st? The season starts in 6-7 months. So if he's doing that now, where's he going to be 6-7 months from now?
Off at Achilles. He worked his ass off.
Yeah, who'd you say that? Mike who?
Mike K.
Yeah, tell Mike K to go get injured and then come back from, like, what this guy is trying to do. This guy got injured. He tore his Achilles, which is one of the main 3 you don't want to have. Patella tendon is one, Achilles is another one, and microfracture is the third. Those are injuries you don't want to have. He had that injury. He's literally busting his ass, busting his butt. He's out there working. It's not about who he's going against. What you're looking at, Mike K, you're looking at an individual being able to plant, being able to backpedal, being able to turn, being able to open his hips. We're looking at that as a snapshot. Like he said, the first day of March 2022, he got his on to something.
Yeah, I think Mike is busting our chops. Now he's saying Tease Tabor is better than him.
Well, he's probably busting our chops. But nonetheless, I mean, look, he's doing that on March 1st. What's he going to be doing on September 1st, 6 months from now? I think that is definitely worth talking about. And again, he's never going to live up to that number 3 overall pick. He's just not going to do it. No matter what he does at this point.
You don't believe so?
I don't believe. I don't know. Yeah.
Not who they passed him up for.
Yeah.
Who they passed up to take him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that number 3. So maybe there'll always be that in the back pocket, but that doesn't mean you have to not provide anything for the Detroit Lions. I mean, we just talked about it with Killian Hayes. Look, Killian Hayes is a lottery pick, but can you give me anything? You know, can Jeff Okudah move to safety?
Yeah.
Can he provide for you a service you need, a body? Help you out defensively. I mean, I don't know, but I'm rooting for the kid.
Hell yeah!
It's still too young. It's still too new. Like literally, he got drafted in 2019. Drafted 2019. Last year he gets hurt, tears his Achilles. Like the guy only played 1 season with a bad team, a bad coach, a bad everything around him. So can he live up to the number 3 pick? Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Obviously, the easiest answer is to say no, because it is tough to live up to a number 3 pick.
You're going to look back and you're going to see Justin Herbert we're going to look back at that draft and see Tua, Justin Herbert, a few of the other guys that we passed up. So, no, he's not going to live up to it, but he could still be a good player.
Thank you. That's where I was going. He could still be a Pro Bowl player. He
Correct.
could be a perennial All-Star. A perennial Pro Bowl, be a good player. Still a lot left for him to become.
Absolutely.
So, Maz, you have an update from Ken Davidoff.
Like I said before we even joined, it's a fluid day. I just gave you an update a few minutes ago. They are still talking. 2 more hours to go before the MLB deadline. So Ken Davidoff will join us before 4 o'clock, just not right now.
Expected to join us,
Yes.
so he's got to do some writing. I do want to talk a little bit of baseball top of the hour because that's what we promised we're going to do. Again, Maz will get us an update on what's happening right now. And again, for me, if this playoff situation is a major topic that's holding this whole deal up, I got a major problem with it. We'll talk about it next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, Bottom Line.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Go. Detroit Sports on Demand.
DeAndre Swift, he's going to take it all the way for the touchdown. Open in the corner, he tripled.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app today. Take us with you everywhere you go. Search Woodward Sports Network or WSN Live.
Master MyBookie.ag. It's where I put my sports bets in. It's where I'm betting Michigan State tonight, plus 4.5. And I'm betting the under 144, and I'm going to do it. But I can't use the promo code Woodward because I'm already a customer. But if you're a first-time gambler on MyBookie.ag, use that promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's free money. Do whatever you want with it. You don't have to bet it all. You can take it out, put it back in your bank if you want. Use that promo code Woodward. Michigan State tonight. Make-up game. It's going to be at Chrysler. Michigan a 4.5-point favorite. The over-under set at 144. Both teams need it. Michigan needs it a little bit more, but it's March, right? So that's Tom Izzo's month. Who you playing tonight? You can bet NBA as well, and of course futures on anything. MLB, whether they're going to play or not. Who are you going to bet? They're going to bet the Tigers to maybe win the AL Central. Lots to do on MyBookie.ag. Just use that promo code Woodward. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please call the Michigan Gambling Problem Hotline. 1-800-270-7117.
Maz, you and me, let's do this. So here's an update. Ken Davidoff and then Bob Nightingale. MLB has said it's made its best offer.
Yep.
This is from 9 minutes ago. MLB believes the talks have gone backwards today in the proposals. An MLB spokesman says, quote, "We thought there was a path to a deal last night. We agreed to exhaust every option. We will be making our best offer to the MLB Players Association by 5 p.m. that we think is a fair deal for the players and the clubs. Without seeing that deal, I'm not going to comment on whether I think that's a good deal or a bad deal. I just hate the fact that we are here. I don't know what else to say about it other than to say baseball is about to be bludgeoned if they don't come to a deal by 5 o'clock. Bludgeoned.
Listen, man. Jeff Passan hits it right on the head. MLB, ESPN. Guy is terrific. The players of the game. Put up his tweet, Alex. The players are the game. We don't go to see Chris Ilitch. We don't go to see Brian Cashman and the owners, the Steinbrenners for the Yankees. We don't go to see them. We go to see our players. The owners have enough money. Look what they charge us for our drinks and our food. I don't feel sorry for the owners. I don't feel sorry for the players because they make a great living. But you know how hard it is to make it to a Major League Baseball team. It is the hardest sport to really make it. And Braylon, I know you're a big baseball fan, and I know you probably could have played baseball if you really tried and really put your attention on it.
Could have done it.
It's so hard to make it on that 25-man roster. And when you're there, you deserve to get paid at least more than what they're paying these rookie kids. And we want to see more playoffs. They just want too much, the owners. Way too much. They're out of line.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, you see how hard it is to make a team. You'll hear guys that are like literally rookies in year 10 of their minor league career and they come up or they're bought up in year 10 or year 11 or year 12.
They don't make jack.
They don't make any money. You hear these stories and it's sad. It's sad that they have to work that hard for that long just to chase a dream. People will decide, well, you're chasing a dream, then you have to go out. I don't want to hear all that. They could provide more money. What baseball provides, the industry that they are in, they are selling a product, and guys are buying it. Guys are eating it up. I had this conversation with Rob Parker a couple years ago. Shout out to Rob Parker. And I was telling that, attendance is down. I said baseball isn't anything anymore. I said the fact that Mike Trout's the best baseball player and no one knows what he looks like. And then he gave me but you know how Rob is? Well, Braylon, hold on. You got to take into account. Come on, Braylon. And he hit me with a bunch of facts and a bunch of stats, and I had to back up. That taught me they're making money. They're making money off their product.
Hand over fist.
It's a shame. It's a shame it's gotten to this point, especially since they've been here before and they saw how bad it was. That's the one that's killing me.
And Ryan, you hit it on the head yesterday. Go ahead. Speak the truth to me again.
We have lived without. I mean, I said it yesterday. Just go back and watch the tape. I said it yesterday. We have lived without. We can live without baseball. And there are people who will never go back to work again. They will never go back to a workplace because times have changed. Things have changed. There will be people who will never go to a Major League Stadium ever again. That's just the way it is.
It's the difference.
If you don't figure this out in the next 1 hour and 55 minutes, there will be people who will never go to another Major League Baseball game again.
The thing about it is there are way more things to do in life now. We're talking about the Super Bowl. We're talking about why are the numbers down at the Super Bowl. There are tons more things to do than it was in 1998. We went without 90 in 96, 97. Imagine now. When you have all these other things, all these apps, all these binging, everybody's streaming something, watching something, or in the metaverse. They're not even here. People are in the metaverse now. I'm telling you, baseball, y'all better figure it out because no one cares like that, like they did back in '97.
I'm a numbers guy. I like numbers. You ready for this? Ben Verlander. I'm sorry I didn't send this to you, Alex, but I'll just read it. Ben Verlander, Justin Verlander's brother. Really good follow on Twitter, actually.
Good podcast.
Good podcast as well. He said, just your daily reminder. This is not billionaires versus millionaires. Anyone says that and adds that they need to get over it, they're wrong. 71% of Major League Baseball players make less than $1 million. 71% make less than $1 million. Wow. 66% of Major League Baseball players make less than $600,000. Think about that.
Yeah.
And then 16% make less than $100,000.
Still all great livings.
All great livings, but relatively speaking here, you cannot equate what you do or what the real world is to what athletes do or what athletes are paid.
It's not the same.
It is not
it's
even
the entertainment business.
It's not even apples to oranges. It's apples to basketballs.
it's apples to globes.
Same thing. Right. So basically, pay these guys what they want. And again, part of the problem here is these owners are so not in tune with reality.
Yeah, no.
They are so insulated with what happens in the real world. They have no idea what happens out there. I don't know Chris Ilitch at all. But Chris Ilitch is an owner that was mentioned, along with 8 other owners from 8 other franchises, is a guy that is holding this up. I don't know that.
It's the lower budget teams.
It's been reported that the 8 lower budget teams are responsible for what's happening now because you need 8 dissenting votes
to kill it.
To kill any deal.
That's an interesting take that you have there. You're talking about these guys are so insulated. They're not aware of what's going on in the baseball world or what these players are going through. I agree with you 100%. You're talking about owners that have, in some owner situations like Chris Ilitch, it's been passed down from father to son. So he doesn't know what a glass of milk costs. I mean, what you said yesterday, you talking about a carton of milk, carton of eggs. They don't know what that cost is. They don't know what the real world issues are that the players are going through, what they have to fight through, what they have to sacrifice through to be on your team, to be on the farm leagues and the minor league teams.
And again, that doesn't make him a bad person.
No, it doesn't.
It just means that he has no idea.
100%.
He has no idea. Now, Mike Ilitch does.
This is true because he started.
You know what I mean?
He started this gangster stuff.
I have nothing wrong with wealth being passed down.
Yeah, neither do I.
No problem with that. And I hope one day that I make enough money that I can pass down wealth to my family, my kids.
Yeah.
But my kids will not understand my struggle.
No, not at all.
My kids do not understand how I grew up.
It's the same sort of situation looking at this room right here. And then Chad, talking about where Chad comes from versus his kids. His kids are they're privy to all the hard work. Like Chad's kids are privy to all the hard work that he put in. All the times that he had to fight and sacrifice tooth and nail, scratch and claw to build this global conglomerate that he has. But his kids won't know that. It's the same, and it's not their fault. But now you need somebody to educate the Chris Ilitches of the world.
So I say that in a roundabout way to get to the fact that if in fact these reports are true that the 8 lower budget teams are killing this deal, well then I've got a pretty big problem with that.
Here's another thing now. The union, this is Jesse Rogers, ESPN. The union source says they were always far apart on the major issues. It was MLB's optimism they were pushing, the owners. That was ridiculous. So the owners were pushing this at, hey, we're really closing in on a deal. We're really closing in, when really they were not closing in on a deal. That's what the union representatives have said.
And that's fair enough. But again, it was the players kind of talking about what I thought was a nothing issue was this 14-team playoff. Right. You saw Jock Peterson tweeting about it, and a couple other players tweeting about it.
He just got one ring.
You saw a couple other players tweeting about this expanded playoff, and people were making a big deal out of the 14-team playoff as opposed to the 12-team playoff. Like this is a part of the deal that's going to part of the agreement that was going to kill the deal. It just seems silly.
But then also, if you look at that though, and I'm trying to hear it right. They expanded the team, 14 teams, so they expanded by how many more teams?
Two.
So how much longer is that? We're complaining about where the World Series ended this year. You had 2 more teams.
One team a league. One team in the American League, one team in the National League.
So, all right, so essentially another week.
Yeah.
Listen to what these players are losing per day. Max Scherzer is losing $233,000 a day. Mike Trout, $199,500. Anthony Rendon, $196,600. Garrett Cole, $193,500.
Problem is those guys.
They got some money already. Yeah.
But that's another question that you made. Great thing. You brought up Max Scherzer's name. I'm glad you did because I forgot about this. I saw Max Scherzer walking out of one of the meetings. He's one of the representatives.
Yeah. Yep.
Why is Max Scherzer a representative when he makes all that money?
No, he's voted
by. Good point.
He's voted by.
But he's lost touch.
He's making $60 million this year.
Exactly. The people that we're really lobbying for, that 71%, that 66%, that 14%, ain't got nothing to do with Max Scherzer.
Why Tucker Barnhart in there?
It's a vote. But that's a vote.
They do it in every sport because they do it in NFL as well. You have J.J. Watt's a representative. Meanwhile, he's getting paid. It's always like that. Those are the guys that they can go without, like you said, $285,000. That's a drop in the bucket to Scherzer. I know that sounds crazy. They need representatives that are represented in those percentages: 71, 66, 14. They need those guys talking at the podium, at the meeting, in those meetings, in those war rooms. Those are the guys that are bothered by it.
I am so bothered by this. I really hope there's a miracle that comes out. I don't know how this plays out. Maz is a longtime baseball guy. I'm curious to see how you think it will play out. Maz, this is going to be your segment.
Okay.
I want you to tell me how you've been a fan of baseball for 50 years.
Paint the picture for us.
55 years. Paint a picture for me on how you anticipate this goes if at 5 o'clock today there is no deal. I'm really curious to see
I am too.
Long-time fan, 55 years you've been a baseball fan.
Amen.
My goodness. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
What do you get when you mix fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken with our savory signature sauces? The best damn wings you've ever had. Wing Snob Traditional Wings. Try our Jamaican Jerk or Lemon Pepper. And we toss them to perfection. When your wings are this good, it's easy to be a snob. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
God, that Wing Snob is so good, too.
Man, just hearing it
today,
took
right?
me back to that moment.
Hey, gang! want to let you know about Les Stanford Chevrolet in Dearborn, located on Michigan Avenue. Les Stanford, your Corvette king. GM announced the all-new 2023 Corvette Z06 flat plane V8 capable of 670 horsepower, making it the most powerful, naturally aspirated V8 in production. You want 0 to 60? How about 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds? Woo! That's right. For more, go to CorvetteKing.com, CorvetteKing.com, or for all your other Chevy or Cadillac needs, we just got easy in a Chevy yesterday. Yeah, baby.
It wasn't easy.
They made it easy at LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
That's right.
Find them.
Also, if I may
let
you know about this,
It's
Woodward
March.
Sports sending you to New Orleans to see the college basketball finals. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show, afternoons with Big D Energy, and drive time with the Bottom Line. Want more chances to qualify? Make sure you are following Woodward Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and head over to woodwardsports.com.
Yes, that is right. Up until March 25th, you have 4 weeks, 60 on-air qualifiers, 1 qualifier per show. Actually, we didn't do the qualifier today. We'll get to that in 2 seconds. 25 social media, online entry, Twitter, IG, and woodwardsports.com. Airfare, hotel tickets, and game is included. Win a trip to the finals for the NCAA basketball championship.
We will give that away in the next segment. At the top of the next segment, we will give you a qualifier.
Got your questions.
Yep. Braylon's got a question, and we'll do that. So next segment, stay tuned. We'll qualify somebody today. In the meantime, right back here, Woodward Sports Network. If you are watching on YouTube, we certainly appreciate it. Yesterday, we had over 200 likes on YouTube during the live show. We have 111 today. Let's see if we can get close to that 200 number.
Let's get that thing moving.
As we approach it. Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, huge numbers on Twitter today as well. Thank you guys so much for doing that.
Smash that like button for Jalen Rose. Jalen came on, gave us gold. Go ahead and smash that like button.
Unbelievable day so far. Jalen Rose was with us, our number one. Expected to be joined by Ken Davidoff of the New York Post Baseball Columnist. At some point within the hour, he had to reschedule with us because of the breaking news that kind of just happened, that the two sides are far apart. Does not look like there's a deal. But Tom Mazawey, I asked you, as a longtime baseball fan, 55 years baseball fan, paint a picture for me on what you think it would look like if there's no deal today and the lockout continues.
There won't be a deal today, but they'll get a deal done, and they'll get it done here in the next week. They're not that stupid. They cannot afford to let any grass grow between their under their feet. There's one league that would like to see baseball hibernate, and that's the USFL. Remember the USFL when it first started? Yeah. Pro football. The NFL was on strike at that time. So it's not on strike baseball, but it is a lockout. The owners, they got to unlock. They got to start letting players back in. You got to get some spring training in. We've got to see pitchers and catchers. There's way too much money on the line. We're talking in the billions here, man. ESPN has offered to throw another $100 million a year in if they expand the playoffs from 12 to 14 teams. Another $100 million. You're going to find room for that. They're not going to piss that away. They're going to get it done. You'll have a shortened season for the spring. And you know what? Maybe they take off 10 games for the regular season. They'll get it in, and they will get this done. They cannot be that stupid. Opening day will happen on time.
Bob Nightingale, MLB plans to make one final offer, but considering the tenor and dialogue today, hard to envision they will reach an agreement in 2 hours or by the time they leave Jupiter, Florida. MLB spokesman says, quote, they couldn't make us a CBT luxury tax proposal last night, so we agreed to extend the deadline to exhaust every option. The MLB Players Association had a decidedly different tone today and made proposals inconsistent with the previous discussions, end quote. Looks like they are far apart today.
They'll get it done within the week. They'll play ball, and we'll have opening day. Maybe a day or two late, but they'll have opening day.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I'll lean with you on this one. You'll take your word. You've been paying attention. You've kind of had your ear to the ground on this subject. I'm just nervous as a baseball fan, as a guy that
sucks.
I am too, man.
I'm nervous because as the more you listen to the Nightingales of the world, the guys that are really there, they're right there on, and they got the pulse. They know what's going on. They just don't sound like anybody's happy. It sounds like fake news yesterday. Today they're like, hey, you know what? Well, it doesn't sound like anything can get done. 100 million, ESPN. Sometimes it gets to a point where people just don't want to budge. People want to be stubborn. You know what? It's like 100 million. Won't care if you throw 200 million. This is what we're willing to pay. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall to find out who are the two people that are getting into it, because it only takes two.
You know, selfishly, I'm looking forward to this baseball season. So just went to Florida last week. This was the first trip that I went to Florida without car seats or a stroller.
Oh.
Selfishly, I got a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. I am so looking forward to going to the ballpark, sitting in seats, not worried about strollers, not worried about kids doing, like sitting there having a hot dog and enjoying the ball game. Like maybe going on the carousel, whatever the case may be. Like this year, there's no strollers, there's no nothing. Yeah. So selfishly, I'm looking forward to taking my kids to the ballpark, 7 and 5 years old,
holding their hands, walking.
I mean,
there.
I'm dying to do that as a dad. I've never done that before, and this is the year to do that. And I just hope they don't ruin the experience for me.
Alan Trammell's going to get his number retired.
Yeah, so is Lou Whitaker.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Lou Whitaker. That's what I meant. Not only that, if you get a ticket to opening day, the Tigers said, we'll give you a replica Lou Whitaker jersey.
So
number
Lou
one.
Whitaker.
Oh, shut up.
What about this guy?
They're both the same anyway. Lou and Alan. Come on. They should be in together, by the way, in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
come on, man. Don't ruin this for us.
Especially this year for the Tigers. You know, last time I was really going, really delve into going was when I moved back in 2014. And that's the last year that we went to, I believe, the playoffs. Like, I think that's when we went to the playoffs. We didn't have a bullpen, and then we got beat in the first round. But every time you've gone since, like, I went 2018, you win 19, you win a little bit in 17. It's just loss after loss. And it gets to the point where you're not even going to watch the game. You're just going as a meeting point. Hey, let's meet at the Tigers game. Let's, watch an inning, and then let's go somewhere. Let's meet where else is going on. I don't want it to be
nobody there. We
a
get to
meeting
sit down.
place.
Let me ask this
I want
question.
it to be a place where I'm going to actually I'm watched in.
Let me ask this question. I want Sam and Alex to participate in this. Both guys are under the age of 30, right? Are you? What are you? 35, 33, 33. Fair 30. Enough.
Oh, yeah.
33.
30.
Do your friends, Alex?
You're just talking to Mike.
Do you watch like if you're I'm kind of going at people 30 and under. Are you watching baseball? Do you have your friends care about baseball, Alex?
For me personally, I'll follow the Tigers, and I won't watch every game and sit down and take the time out of my day to watch every game. But if it's on, like on a Sunday afternoon, I got nothing going on, I'll watch a few innings. None of my friends watch the baseball whatsoever.
Look at that. Look at that.
What, are they too busy playing video games?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
They're playing video games.
Let me ask you a question.
But they'll play MLB the show.
Go ahead.
Any of them watch hockey?
No.
No one watch hockey as well.
But you do.
Yeah, I watch hockey too.
Hell, he goes to the games in Buffalo. Sam, baseball, yes, no, and where do your friends lie?
Yes, I'm actually one of the biggest baseball fans I know, and probably anybody who knows me knows. And I would be absolutely devastated if even opening day was like a week or two late. As far as my friends go, not really. They're more into the NBA and the NFL. I'm kind of the baseball guy, so I don't know if I'm the exception or the rule. Hopefully more people my age start to like it again. But if baseball screws up, I don't know.
Hockey? Any of your friends hockey?
Honestly, most of my friends are NBA and NFL. Yep. I'm a hockey guy, though.
Hockey's such a niche sport.
But that's why I bring it up is because it's like now it's just NBA and NFL.
Yes,
but
NFL and NBA.
But I feel like NHL has stolen some players. stolen some fans from MLB over the past 10, 12 years. I feel like hockey has gotten more fans than MLB.
How can it not?
How do you not?
Because it's still MLB, but to your point, it's not MLB.
Listen, Easy calls me once in a while during the baseball season. He'll text me, Maz, what can I watch with my son tonight? Is that Yankee game worth me sitting down with him watching? He'll always take my pulse to see what he's going to watch because he's a young kid, and his kid is a baby, and and he's trying to get the kid to enjoy sports, but they just can't sit through a game.
Yeah.
They don't enjoy it like we did. We just grew up with it. We grew up keeping score. You grew up with your favorite announcers, Ernie Harwell. Now you got Dan Dickerson. There's so many games on TV. I don't know, man. I get the MLB package. I have it on my phone and I have it on my TV.
I could sit and watch the Cardinals and Phillies at 7
too.
o'clock on a Tuesday night.
If it's a good pitching matchup, I'm watching it.
And have no qualms about it. I think I'm in the minority.
You are.
Yeah, I think I'm in the minority. these kids today, and I hate to say these kids today, like, your
grandfather.
Yeah, right. But if you're under the age of 30, I do think it's NFL and it's NBA, and that's it.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fast paced.
It's exciting. Even football is a little less exciting than basketball in terms of the pace. But once you get a highlight, like they happen, and they're big highlights, and they happen, within a minute, 2 minutes of each other. Basketball, like just watch Ja Morant last night. Like that highlight, the reel that is Ja Morant, like that's what they want to see. Watching baseball, like a home run is not exciting. Like unless Giancarlo Stanton hits it,
or Shohei Ohtani,
or Shohei, like a home run's just a home run. Like
he's Ja Morant.
Guys aren't getting no hitters. Guys aren't getting perfect games like that. So there's no highlights. It's not clip. We talk about clipping is a thing now. Clipping is how you watch it. You put some clips up there, a quick little highlight reel. How you make a highlight reel of baseball if they're not fighting?
Hard to do.
Last year when Miguel Cabrera was going for it all, that park was electric.
Yeah.
It was great theater, and it could be great theater again.
Hopefully, we'll get some positive news in the next week.
You watching
or so.
Michigan State tonight?
Well, got to.
There's a lot of people that don't even know they're playing.
Well,
it's a makeup game.
It's a Tuesday night makeup game on Fox Sports 1. You got it competing with the State of the Union address as well.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for one of you guys to say it.
Well, we'll see if Biden can stay up tonight.
There it is. I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming.
I don't think I've ever watched the State of the Union address.
See if Joe can stay up past 9 o'clock tonight.
I watched Trump. I watched all of them except for when Biden came. Biden's very monotone.
Who cares? Guess what? I'm still going to pay $4 a gallon of gas tomorrow. That makes the difference.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line. Get some. Take a nap now. Okay, take a nap. Oh my God! Come on.
Think you're a big shot?
Oh, excuse me, it goes down.
Think you can make the big shot?
Washington fires. That hits.
Woodward Sports wants to send you to the finals for college basketball April 2nd through the 4th in New Orleans. That's right, you and a friend in the Big Easy. We'll take care of the airfare, hotel, and tickets to see the finals for college basketball. Listen Monday through Friday to the Morning Woodward Show. Big D Energy. And the bottom line for your chance to qualify. If you can make the big shot, you and a friend are getting out of the cold into New Orleans. Keep listening and watching for your next chance to win. Powered by Planet Fitness, Centron, and the Sports Marketing Agency.
And it's over. Anything can happen in March.
Check this out. Everybody came out this year, January. You're coming to your New Year's resolutions, and one of them is to work out. Well, you know what? It doesn't have to be January. Let's start March 1st. How about that? $10 a month. Planet
Only
Fitness.
$10?
$10 a month is all they're charging you, Sam. $10. That's
It's like free.
It pretty much almost is, with the exception of $120 at the end of the year. It is almost free, and it is your fitness is essential. Right now, Planet Fitness, man, if you sign up for a black card, $22.99, you know what you get with that black card? Oh, man, you want me to tell you? I'll tell you. You get free access to the massage chairs.
Why's it got to be a black card?
Because it's the big one. You get
hydro massage.
You also get a hydro massage.
Tanning.
You get tanning. You also get access to over 2,000 locations, which means wherever you are, there is a location near you. Also, if you sign in person, you know what? $0 down.
You could bring a friend with you at the black card.
Man, you know
it's
what,
like
you're
2 for 1.
It's 2 for 1. That's the best thing about having this. Is you can bring Ryan Ermanni one day. You can bring Maz the next, Sam the next, Alex.
Bring me for the pizza.
You can just keep it going. Bring you for the pizza and a good
For the
time.
pie.
There's also a new one down at the Performance Center in Midtown.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
Pistons
Planet
facility.
Fitness is doing it right. Your fitness is essential with Planet Fitness. Also, www.com, www.planetfitness.com.
Look at these studios, the Planet Fitness
look at that.
Studios.
We love it.
Look at Sam giving me some music for my Folding Warehouse commercial.
Give it
I
to
love
me.
it.
Yes.
Go to Folding Warehouse
yeah.
and Hamtramck, baby.
Yes,
That's it. Ask for
Sammy.
Chris and Noni Hut. 2 ways to play. $10 unlimited open play. And, of course, you can get your own lane reservation for 2 hours. Bring 10 people, run you $120. Bring your own food, have it delivered. Multiple full bars, over 100 beers in a $2 mystery beer machine. Go Foaling. Get your Foal on at FoalingWarehouse.com. Ryan.
Well, here we go. We're going to do the qualifier now. Braylon Edwards, you got the question.
Here is the qualifier today. We had Jalen Rose on, and we talked to Jalen about being in Detroit. The first one that can comment what high school Jalen Rose went to in the comment section will be today's qualifier. Once again, Jalen Rose, what high school did he attend in Detroit? Also, Howard Isley, who's on Michigan's coaching staff, attended the same school with Jalen.
And Perry Watson
was the coach.
Just legendary head coach. My goodness, what a team that was.
What a staff.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was a team. But Jalen Rose's high school, I'll give you a hint, it's in Detroit.
That's so great.
We got a winner.
We got a winner.
Somebody said already?
Carrie Anderson.
Okay.
There we go, Carrie. Sam, you got to give it the info.
Detroit
so,
Southwest.
Detroit Southwestern, right?
Yes.
So, Carrie, this is what you have to do. You have to email your name to I Love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. That email again for Carrie. I Love March Madness 2022 at gmail.com. Get in touch with Sam. Sam will get the rest from what he needs. And we were good yesterday. Did that work out yesterday, Sam?
Oh, yeah. It went very, very smooth. Everything's good.
Good. So
what a high school team that Southwestern team was. Vashawn Leonard was on that team.
I knew there was a
Rose,
third.
Howard Isley.
I knew there was a third.
God, that team was good.
Remarkable. Speaking of good teams, I don't know if we got any good college basketball teams this year. Very disappointed in both Michigan and Michigan State this year because I was expecting some big things from both squads. But I think the thing that's holding both squads back is, I almost said quarterback play. Point guard play.
Yeah.
You need you need solid point guard play in college basketball, and you have a chance. That's why a lot of these smaller schools with a senior point guard that have been doing it for 4 years, that's why they have the upsets. That's why there is the who's wearing the slipper. This year, neither of those teams have it.
Yeah, you know, Michigan. I don't think Michigan State is as much of an upset as Michigan is. Michigan State more so is about on par. There's about 3 games that I think they should have won that they lost that I didn't like. But other than that, Michigan State probably was on par for the course. Michigan is the big letdown because Michigan doesn't have that point guard play that you want to talk about. You know, if you want to talk about them, don't have a consistent point guard. They don't have anybody, as we watch James Harden kind of open up the offense for Embiid. Nobody's there to open the offense up for Hunter Dickinson. It's basically just come down, jack up a 3, or come down, throw the ball in the paint to Hunter Dickinson. And teams have gotten wind of that. They know that. So now they double team Hunter Dickinson, and he doesn't go up strong with the basketball because he's getting 1, 2, 3 men on him at a time, and they're not making the open 3 balls. So it's been a tough season. As you can see a week ago. But also, the good thing that's starting to happen with Diamante not being in there, you got Caleb Houston starting to play some basketball in the game that he missed before the suspension. And now that even though he's back, Caleb Houston had another 21-point game. So that's good to see. Young guy before the tournament kind of coming into his own. Freshman guy out of Toronto. So excited to see that. But tonight, Michigan State would be the favorite, but I think Michigan gets a win.
Michigan is the favorite, actually. They're favored by 4.5 in this game. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised at that number because Michigan State seems to kind of always have their number at this time of the year. But we'll see how it goes.
Probably because they just had a big win against Purdue over the weekend. So I think they're trying to maybe this year Michigan State hasn't had back-to-back big wins. I need to ask you on that one, Alex.
What's up?
Michigan State beat Ohio State beat Purdue this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Which is exactly why I think they should be favored in this game, is because they're the ones who are coming off a high.
What's that telling you?
But,
I don't get it.
But haven't they lost typically this season after big wins? They've kind of like lost afterwards.
For the whole month of February, inconsistency has been the theme with this team. Tom Izzo said it in one of his press conferences after a game in late January. We are consistently inconsistent, and that's just not a good theme to have.
Michigan interim coach Phil Martelli spoke. We got some sound from him. They asked him about Michigan. If they win the game, if they don't win the game, they're on the bubble. So he kind of laughed at that term. What's on the bubble mean? Here's Phil Martelli.
It's ingenious. It is absolutely, positively ingenious the way that the committee, the NCAA, has built this thing up. People have been talking about the bubble in college basketball since January 1st. Yes or no, right? Well, this is the bubble, and that's the bubble. And look, a dear friend of mine, Joe Lenardi, is a dear, dear, dear friend of mine. He's carved out a living doing this. He's 5'1", but he's carved out a living because he gets the numbers and he works it up. And now ESPN has given him a title, bracketologist. But any effort, any time that's spent worrying, which is really what you would be doing, is time away from the game. We have to improve our game.
Phil Martelli there talking about Michigan and whether or not they're on the bubble, as he says. But we talked about it yesterday. All the guys that are making the money, because I think being with a professional athlete such as yourself, it's I don't always, but I defer to your opinion on that because it's something that I will never even come close to. I'm just a guy that talks about it like I have some knowledge about it.
And fans are now deferring to the analysts. They're deferring to you.
That's it. It's the Schefters. It's the Lenardis. It's the
Tannenbaum was on here. It's Rappaports. Nick Wright.
Right. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith. All these guys that just have big opinions. And we've never played the game. I mean, look at the NFL. How many people are watching Rich Eisen on the NFL? You know what I mean? Like, you're making all the money.
To make it make sense, it's almost like, asking the doctor enthusiast, how would you go about a heart transplant versus asking the doctor that's doing it?
Right. We talked a little bit about that with McVay yesterday. McVay.
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he's not good at it.
There's a ton of football players I play with that can't necessarily talk the game. They understand what they do, but they can't break down the game as is. Some people, that's just not their gift. Their gift is to play it, coach it, not necessarily break it down.
So we'll see what happens. And I do think it's worth pointing out, too, that, Tom Izzo, with a win tonight in Ann Arbor, could break Bob Knight's all-time wins record for Big Ten head coaches. And I hope he gets that record, but hopefully he don't get it tonight. 662 he's sitting on. So we'll see what happens with him. We're going to take a break. Hope to get Ken Davidoff next. We're going to call him up. We'll do it next. Ermanni and Edwards. I had to think about what my name was for a second.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
SMA has been leveraging relationships with other notables and former athletes for the past decade and more. Former alumni Sean Jordan, my mentor, has worked with sports marketing agency for over a decade, and he has brought issues and brought awareness to the issues of mental health and also abuse disorder. Join Woodward Sports as well as sports marketing agency, as we have now found the podcast, and that is the F word. The F word is for fentanyl. If you have anybody that suffers from mental illness, or you yourself, and you just want to know some questions, you want to ask some questions, please visit thesportsma.com. Once again, that's thesportsma.com. We are here to help you, and we are here to answer any questions that you might have. Once again, sports marketing agency, welcome to Woodward Sports.
All right. No, we're not good yet. Okay, so we're just going to keep talking about this baseball situation until we get Ken Davidoff on.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Did you have a thought on Michigan State? Go ahead.
I was going to ask Alex, because Michigan State did win a big game this past week, and they did beat Purdue on Saturday. Alex, why do you think Michigan State was able to knock off Purdue this Saturday? Moving forward, is it a good win for them in the tournament?
Absolutely a big win. It pretty much solidifies our, our bid into the tournament. We don't really have to worry about what we do in the Big Ten tourney coming up next week. But 3 things, Braylon, allowed Michigan State to pull off the upset against Purdue. Turnovers, balanced scoring, and 3-point shooting. Turnovers is probably the number one weakness of this Michigan State team. It's hurt us so much throughout the season. And it was actually the first time in like over a month where they had less turnovers than their opponent. Purdue had 16 on the game, so that helped. Balanced scoring, we had 4 guys with double-digit scoring totals. This team just plays its best when it has multiple guys going because one is we don't have that star player that we've had in the past with Cassius Winston, Miles Bridges, Denzel Valentine.
Yeah.
And and 2, that's the number one thing that you need to win in the Big Ten, and you see it with Purdue and Jaden Ivey, and you see it in Michigan with Hunter Dickinson. So, and then the third thing is 3-point shooting. Purdue was a top 5 in the country in 3-point shooting, and they made 1 the entire game. So that really helps.
Yeah, it sucked. And meanwhile, I was watching the Illinois-Michigan game on Sunday, and Illinois just seemed they could not miss from the 3-ball, man. When you can knock that 3-ball down, it definitely will help.
Maz, talk to me. No?
We can't get him on the phone. We can't get him on the VMix, so no. Just don't know what to say anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Just don't know what to say anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam and Alex are working tremendously hard. Sometimes there's just things that are out of their control.
All right.
Can we get a Bell telephone in here with a dial?
Does
Can I
anybody
get a
have
push
a rotary
button?
phone?
Can I get a...
I can FaceTime him, and then we can speak into the microphone.
Can we get a 4?
Can I get a Klondike 5 number?
I'm a little too young for that. I don't know the Klondike 5. But I'm just glad that
Can we get, like, remember those phones? You go to the phone, like,
no phone.
Wall. Hello? Who is it? I mean,
what?
Can we get a working phone?
What about the dial? Yeah, excuse me, operator. Can you connect me to what was supposed to
I'll never forget when I took my kids to my wife. My wife has this awesome. She had this awesome aunt and uncle, and they lived in Hamtramck.
Okay.
Polish couple. I mean, they lived like it was
Shout out to Chris Hudd?
It was like the 1940s or 1950s when you went in their house, and they had a rotary dial phone. And I told my daughter, call home from this phone. They just looked at it and didn't have any idea how to work it. It was a rotary dial phone. They said, what do you do?
The funniest thing is making a mistake on that one, dialing the wrong number. Like, you can't just start over.
Your fingers hurt after a while.
Now, I do have a question for you, Maz, because you're on the text, all right? Because I want to explore this a little bit deeper. What does a guy like Ken Davidoff say to you when on a busy news day where he's cracking his skull, he's trying to get information and busting his tail to come on with us?
Let me read it to you.
What does he say?
Let me read it to you. Hey, Maz, I can come on now if you'd like. Okay. I like, great, Ken, call us. I mean, dial us up. He's like, I'm on this thing. I'm like, we see a black screen. Do you see the show? No. I said, are you on a phone or a computer? He says, laptop. I'm like, the Wi-Fi probably has a pop-up blocker on it. We'll just call you. He says, great. 5 minutes later, are you calling now? We're trying. How about now? I'm pretty jammed. Let's do it. Okay, Ken, we're really trying. I got a rookie board op here. He's like, sorry, crazy day, Maz. I'm like, sorry. He said, it's fine. Sorry it didn't work out.
He's very gracious, very nice.
I'm sweating.
Has nothing to do with Sam, by the way.
Sweating.
You want me to read you the one from what was the $2 million? Want me to read you Darren Ravel's one from the Super Bowl? Want me to read you that one?
No.
I'm sweating right now.
Every time we got to do something, I sweat.
Hey, I'm glad that thing worked at
for Schefter.
No,
I was praying Jalen would get on.
That's what I'm saying, Jalen earlier.
Oh my gosh. Why does it work for some people and other people it doesn't work?
Because he did it from his home. Davidoff's probably on the road in Florida, and he's probably got the Wi-Fi of the MLB. And those cheap bastards probably got a block on it.
Oh my God, I'm sweating right now because I'm literally. If you had a close up on me,
he's probably
I'm
in his
sweating.
car too.
I don't even like to book anybody anymore. He says, "You guys just called me." LOL. So the call did go through, but we hung up. I don't even want to book anybody on this fucking show.
Oh!
Gas.
Time step. Gassed.
Gas.
Dude, are you gassed?
Hey.
You
Mez,
don't know.
I know
I get a freaking migraine every time I leave here.
I know you don't drink, but are you going to have a cocktail tonight?
I'll have a freaking gypsy at Citron.
Hey, right out back. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the show's over, we can tie one off, as they say. How about the Lakers fans booing?
What?
The
What are you talking about?
It's a sports show. I try to. You know what? I try.
Dude, you want to talk about LeBron? Let's talk about LeBron. I want to talk about LeBron. Get us back on track, Braylon. Let's talk about LeBron.
Do you think it's fair that the Lakers fans booed LeBron last night?
Yes.
Were they booing LeBron or were they booing the product of the Lakers?
This is LeBron's fault.
I agree.
What's happening with the Lakers
I agree.
is LeBron's fault. He has pulled the strings on the roster.
Right.
He has signed off on Russell Westbrook, on Carmelo Anthony, on Anthony Davis, but
hold on.
all of these guys.
But didn't they win a championship?
That's the question. That's the question that we can we can exhaust. Because I want to ask you about this. I am for teams doing whatever they have to do to win a championship. Yeah. The Florida Marlins, back in the day with Jim Leland.
Yep.
The Bobby Bonilla
Dontrell Willis was on there. Yep.
Dontrell Willis.
Yep.
That team.
Right.
In '97.
Yep.
I'm for the LA Rams not having a first round pick since Jared Goff years ago. I'm for that.
Okay.
They won a Super Bowl. Regardless what happens here. But is there a little part of you, and maybe I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, that says that the bubble title doesn't count?
I don't like it.
Yes, 100%. It counts for the record. You have to acknowledge it, but you can acknowledge it with an asterisk. I'm like, why nobody playing for real? It's bubble. It was a weird trophy. I mean, you can't take it away from LeBron and AD, but at the same time, like, it's just like when you look at the Spurs in 2000, was it 99? In 99, the 50-game year where they won the NBA championship, it's like, I mean, y'all won, but y'all played 50 games. Like, y'all got lucky. It's one of those type deals.
Yeah.
It's an asterisk.
I just do feel like it's a little bit different. I think you can make the argument, though,
right,
that the bubble title was, some people say it doesn't count, and I feel like it doesn't count
I hardly watched
either.
it.
But you could also make it that is the truest NBA champion of all time.
Because everybody was there?
Everything was level. There was no traveling. There was no this Game 7 here. There was no crowd noise here. There was no, the rims didn't work here. Every single thing was on the level. You could make an argument that the Lakers in 2020 are the most NBA champion of all time, actually.
Because it was
they were sleeping in the same beds. They played on the same court. They had the same rims. They had the same sight lines. There was no travel.
Except Lou Will. Lou Will.
He got the chicken wings.
Strip club. He went and got those wings.
You just changed my mind a little.
Yeah.
Not little, not a lot, but a little.
But a little bit. You could make that. I mean, you're trying to make arguments, right?
Yeah.
But I like
make that
though.
argument.
I like that because they talked about a lot of those guys in those bubbles that were balling. You look at Tyler Hero, you look at Jamal Murray, you look at some of those guys that went off. Like, they went off, and you heard a lot of the guys were like, of course you can ball in the gym where there's nobody at and blah, blah, blah. So there's no big moment.
Think about the way it was officiated as well. Because you are not, how many times in any sport, basketball specifically, the home team gets the call because of the crowd. No crowd. Games officiated on a level playing field. I mean, that is something you consider. You're staring at your phone waiting to read a text.
I just wanted to read something from Zakwa.
Okay.
In our chat.
Okay.
And he said, why are they booing LeBron and the Lakers? He says because Bron was stat padding down 20 plus. I'd boo too.
LeBron does that.
Yeah.
LeBron does.
He gets his numbers up.
Yeah. So what I would say to that is the Lakers, it's an interesting subject because you look at 2 years ago, they won a championship. Like, you can name a lot of franchises, including Detroit Pistons, that haven't won a title in a long time. Now, we haven't won as long as some other individual teams, but so they won a title. They've done that. LeBron is giving you everything he has. Like, LeBron's, and I'm not a LeBron guy, by the way. This is just me kind of playing devil's advocate, or actually telling you the truth. LeBron's balling. LeBron's averaging, 28 and some change, 8 and 8. You know, he's killing it. He's just the only one playing.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, if you want to boo, like, boo the other player with the ball. Wait till another player gets the ball and then boo.
I don't know, man. LeBron's the best player, and he's responsible for this roster.
Okay, but he also won a championship. He
won a championship everywhere he's been.
Oh, then don't boo him. But what I'm saying is, let's take him out of LA. Let's take him out of New York. Maybe Chicago. Let's take him out of those 3 main cities. Maybe Boston too. Put him in another team. Does another city's fan base boo? Like the Lakers are booing because it's LA. Like LA expects greatness. They got Kobe, they got Shaq, they got Kareem, they got Magic, they got LeBron, won a championship 2 years ago. So they expect a different type. Even though they won one, they look at it like, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah. I think they boo him in Detroit. I think you boo him in Boston, Philly.
Detroit doesn't boo what they got now.
Well, because nobody goes to the games. If they did go, they'd boo. You got 100 people at the game. Maybe 1,200. You got 1,200 people at the games. You got 1,200 people at the games.
Jeff Passan goes, MLB's best and final offer. No changes to CBT threshold. A $5 million.
That's a luxury tax.
Yeah, a $5 million increase on pre-arbitration bonus from $25 million to $30 million. So they went up $5 million, and an increase of minimums from $675 to $700. That's their final offer. We'll see. I doubt it works.
I just laugh how you can legitimately, in the midst of arguing and disagreeing, and
say
getting
this
mad,
is take it or leave it.
Yeah, not even that. It's amazing they find money. It's like, all right, you know what? Here's an extra 5, an extra 50,000. Yeah, take
Chris,
that.
Just up that soda to $9.
Seriously.
Exactly, like
just $9 for that Coke.
If you can find
Pepsi,
extra 5 and extra 25,000 here, you can find more along the lines of what they want or what they need.
Can I say something to the owners?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll pay $9 for the Pepsi. All right, F it. I'll pay $8 for a hot dog. Okay, get the freaking deal done.
That's a lot for Maz.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network. That's the bottom line. Video.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Chili Peppers Tanning, where you're going to find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms, trained and certified tanning professionals. Make sure you join the Pepper Club for the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. It's the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters, 26 locations, and more on the way. Check them out at ChiliPeppers.com.
Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Fun day today on this Fat Tuesday. Maz has got a face on him like
I meant to say ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Yeah, what'd you say?
ChiliPeppers.com.
Oh, yeah,
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. I'm going to get a tan tomorrow. I'm going to get a tan tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm getting one.
Maz is about this close to choking the hell out of
I'm
somebody right
I'm ready to crack.
You need a martini, filthy martini. Guys, before we get to Maz's videos of the day, I just want to point out once again, we here at Woodward Sports have learned today that yesterday the city of Detroit was recognized as a finalist for the 2024 draft. We learned today that we believe it is, in fact, the clear frontrunner to host the 2024 NFL draft. Washington, D.C. and Green Bay are cities that also are listed as finalists, but we have it on pretty good authority here that you can expect an announcement before the end of the month that the city of Detroit will, in fact, host the 2024 draft. We expect, again, to get confirmation of that by the end of the month.
And we'll be there.
Yeah, put that in your pipe.
And we will be there, absolutely. All right, time now, Braylon, for
Maz's videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, I'll start you off with our all-favorite guy right now. Ja Morant last night went off. Here it is, the Ja Morant highlight show in 30 seconds.
Rebound by Adams, his 6th. Morant blows by Primo. Attack! Wow!
The bench still stands.
Adams going long. Morant! He hit it! Ja Morant, insanity!
Come on, man.
Maz.
What was better?
The dunk or the catch and shoot?
The catch and shoot, without a doubt. Steven, what's the Steven?
Adams?
Steven Adams, great pass. Ja Morant, that's amazing.
Strongest guy in the NBA. Which one are you going with?
I like the shot. I like the shot. He doesn't even land, and that pass is as good a pass as you will ever see. He catches it in stride and doesn't come down with it.
He OBJ'd it.
Yeah, so
that's incredible.
I did, and Maz, I definitely was going to say the catch and shot as well, like because of an OBJ type situation where that's going to be the play that you think about in the 2021-22 season. The dunk, he's done before.
He's done it.
A lot of people have done it. He's almost done it a couple times. He's done it a couple times. Like, you've seen it before. It's still crazy, but you've seen it. But to catch a shot with 0.7 left on the clock, to catch a shot, catch it, adjust, shoot as you're falling out of bounds, like the type of athleticism that goes into that, like he could be in a contention for the most athletic player in the major four sports.
I think he just won the ESPY on that play.
Best player of the year.
That's the ESPY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to beat that?
I don't know. Maybe it hasn't happened yet.
I don't think it happened. That's it. I don't think anything beats that play.
You got me thinking.
That play was amazing. 0.4 seconds.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Sick and awesome that they even tried to do that.
I could call that one of the greatest.
How many times, like the Grizzlies were up 6 points there?
Yeah.
I mean, just throw it in and let the clock run out in the third quarter.
That lets you know how they feel about Ja Morant.
Right.
Like as an athlete, that's sick. You don't do
it.
that. No. Oh, by the way, they're third now in the West. Stop playing.
Ready for this?
I'm ready.
That's the greatest play I've ever seen.
I ain't going that far.
Think about it tomorrow and beat that play. Go ahead.
In the NBA?
Yeah, beat that play.
Yeah, but people will start with championship wins.
Right.
Like you'll find a play in the finals just to say it's the finals.
Look at this again.
Look at
that.
What about Derek Fisher's shot? 0.04 against Sacramento.
There's plenty. There's great ones. All right, maybe I'm jumping
Christian Laettner.
I love that shot, okay?
Yeah.
I love that shot.
No, it's amazing.
Christian Laettner's, they cheated on that play. That clock should have run out, by the way.
Yeah, he took
should have put a man on the ball.
Yeah, that clock should have run out.
Step. Take a dribble step with 1.1 on the clock.
Come on, man.
Don't be ridiculous.
Hey, let's take it down to the NFL now. Nick Chubb, one of your favorites, Braylon. 495-pound deadlift here.
What?
Not deadlift, but he puts it on his shoulders. What do you call that?
Squat.
Squat. Here it go. Look at this.
Music.
495 pounds.
Oh, man.
Look
I should be able to do
how
that.
many? One.
Probably 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because he's going all the way to the ground.
Two.
500-pound squat.
That's
isn't
3
that-
right there.
3?
Yeah.
That's 4.
That's 4.
I mean,
That's 5.
fine.
5. He's got 500 pounds on his back.
Oof.
500 pounds.
So the interesting thing about that is that's just chill. Like this isn't the part of the workout. Like when you see a guy really getting somewhere that's heavy territory for a set individual, you'll notice a spotter behind him. You'll notice plates on the side. You'll notice more guys in the gym coming around. The fact that it's 495 on there and he's just doing it, see, this is casual.
Yeah.
This is what you call, it's not probably.
I'm going to pick that up.
Exactly. It's not a tough leg day. You know, I'm just going to go and do a couple legs. Nothing serious, nothing crazy. The fact that that's what makes it more impressive is nobody's paying attention. That lets you know that 495 to him is like 115
We don't
for
have
most
to
people.
spot him. We don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. This one's hilarious. It's Damian Woody. He was doing a Nick Chubb, except he's doing it with Field Yates as his weights. Look at this. He is bench pressing Field Yates.
Oh, my God.
That's what you call physical comedy.
How great is that?
How little is Field Yates?
He's got to be fish size.
He's got to be like Rosenthal size.
That hand's a little close. I wouldn't let him pick me up.
Bray, I think you could do that with fish.
No,
How about we do that with fish?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, easy.
Couldn't do that with me.
Yeah, I could.
Good job, Maz. Great
Thanks,
job,
man.
man. All right, good show today. Great show today. Braylon, get us out of here, bud.
Thanks,
Big
Bray.
day.
Hey, man, it's been a good one, man. It's been a good week so far. Mike Tannenbaum yesterday. Today, we had big brother Jalen Rose on the show. Dropped some gems, talking about John Moran, talking about Michigan, Juwan Howard. Go back and check it out. It was great. Everybody, we've had a good time. Baseball, yay, nay. We think it's nay, although that sucks for the Detroit Tigers, how they finished last year. Just a fun show all around, man. Maz got a chance to get some things off his chest. Ryan with a couple great takes over there. And Sam and Alex coming up, as always, stupendous. Tomorrow, another good show. Just more fun.
That's
just
what's up.
Conversations at the barbershop, man. I'm Edwards. He's Ermanni. That's Sam. That's Alex. And that's Maz on the couch.
Ken Davidoff just wrote me again.
What'd he say?
He says, Maz, you were nice to me. I heard you reading my text on the air.
Note to self, don't text Maz anything.
I cleaned them up a little.
Nah, you did. And
See you guys.
With that, we're out of here.
Say it, go. Get out. It's not bad. Go. Draw. Yeah. There we go. I like that.